How's it going, everybody? This is Shotgun Phone 101, and I've been trying so hard to think of a way to actually start a commentary without a formal intro, because I hate formal intros a lot. I don't know why. I just do. It just kind of falls in that category of unoriginality, I guess. And I hate unoriginality. You all know I hate unoriginality. So, oh, sorry. I've been kind of not really semi-sick for a little while, so I might be sniffling a little bit. So I got a gameplay pretty mediocre, to be honest with you, as far as KD goes. But the reason I picked it is because I figured a 27-7 game would be a lot more exciting than like a 16-1 game that are about the same length. So I decided to use the 27-7 game, which is what this game is. Just because it's long, partially, because I know I'm probably going to rant about this for a while. So I'm finally going to be talking about my back surgery I had a year ago. Almost a year and a month exactly, almost. It's a year and a month minus 3 days. So it all started when I noticed that the right side of my back, the right side of like my side, basically, my right side, it seemed swollen almost. It was like, literally, I looked like a hunchback on one side. Like, that's kind of what it looked like. It wasn't completely obvious, but if I wore a skinny shirt or I had my shirt off, it was obvious. Like, the right side of my back was freaking, like, gigantic compared to my left. And you know I'm pretty skinny, so it was pretty obvious. And it was like that for a while, actually. My dad kind of figured maybe... And my dad's a pretty smart guy. I mean, he graduated from college. He knows a bunch about different stuff, like cars and stuff. He's not dumb at all. And he just figured maybe I just, like, overused my right arm or something, because I'm right-handed. And he felt it, and it was muscle, you know, because... I'll explain it later. So my mom was kind of worried after a while, and she took me to get examined by orthopedic spine doctors and stuff. But it wasn't till a few weeks, I don't even know, later, that I actually got x-rayed. I got my back x-rayed. And before the x-ray, doctors actually thought it was a dislocated shoulder, and they thought it was really weird because, like, when you dislocate your shoulder, it hurts like crap, you know? So, not that it's happened to me, but that's just what I was told. I can, you know, it makes sense. So, it doesn't really make much sense that it's just a dislocated shoulder, but that's what they decided it was. They didn't really think it was scoliosis. I guess it wasn't a very good doctor. So I got x-rayed, finally, and they showed me the picture of my spine on the monitor thing, and it looked like something you'd see in a cartoon. It did. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, it was just like a big C in the middle of my name, and that's not an exaggeration. It's not like a little tiny little curve. It looked like a C, the letter C in my spine. That's what it looked like. It was crazy. And I think the curve was 52 degrees in my spine. Like, that's pretty bad. And the word for that is scoliosis. If you go to school, you probably have heard of getting a scoliosis screening. That's optional, and you basically get someone to, like, feel your spine and have you move around while they're feeling your spine. And it's kind of creepy. So I actually didn't get it. I didn't get the exam a few months before this happened, because I'm like, oh, well, what's the point of this? I won't get scoliosis. Yeah. So it was pretty severe, and the doctor told me that once you get past about 45 degrees curvature in your spine, it pretty much required surgery, or you would have, like, really severe lung problems in the future, because your ribs, when you have scoliosis, your ribs are connected to your spine, so that's what was causing the right side of my back to swell up. It was curving to the right, and it was pushing my rib cage to the right and pushing my muscles out. But I didn't really feel any pain, which is the weird thing. It was like stretching my back, literally. I didn't really feel it. It was really weird. So I was told that apparently it's very rare in boys to have scoliosis like this. I don't know exactly why, but girls are apparently much more common to get this form of scoliosis. So I was kind of a weird case. In fact, I actually know of 2 girls in my school that actually had this done. I didn't really know about... Well, actually I did. There was one girl who was missing for a long time, and I didn't really know why until after I came back after my surgery. And she's like, I had that surgery too. It wasn't fun, you know. And well, let's just go on with the story. I'll get to this later. And the doctor who X-rayed me, the first doctor who I was looking to get the surgery from, he told me there was going to be a 3-month recovery from the surgery. And my mom was like, oh, hell no. And basically, and took me to the Emory orthopedic doctor. Emory's a pretty high-end college, and they have their own healthcare clinic, their own orthopedic clinic, their own children's healthcare center. Very fancy place medically. And in fact, my brother's actually going to Emory now in freshman year. Okay, so my surgery was scheduled for January 31st of last year. So almost a month and a year from today. It might actually be around the same time when I upload this. And I discovered that instead of 3 months, I would miss a month of school. Right? I mean, when I heard that, I'm like, maybe this surgery won't be so bad. So I wasn't really that worried about it after that point. So, morning of the surgery, the day before I told my goodbyes, I'd be like, be back in a month or so. I'm going to get cut into ribbons. And I left for the hospital at 6 a.m. on the morning of it. My parents had kind of pity on me the night before and let me play Xbox till like 10, which is a lot for them because they usually have like an internet thing going off at like 8:30 or 8 or 7 or whatever. So when I got there, I was kind of nervous, and my parents knew that I get nervous about things all the time. I mean all the time. So they gave me this little medicine thing, like in a little, those little tiny little medicine cups. And it was probably the most awful tasting thing I've ever had. But within about 10 seconds, I was out cold. And it wasn't even like I passed out or I blacked out or I fainted or I was unconscious. I just don't remember it. Like, I think it's the definition of a blackout when you're still conscious, but you don't remember anything from when you're blacked out. And that's pretty much what it was. I don't remember a thing, man. And I barely remember being in the hospital either. I remember sitting there. I couldn't move whatsoever. And I had this little button in my right hand. And when I pressed it, it would pump pain meds and morphine into my veins. So if I was feeling pain, I could just press it. And I was on a lot of morphine, man. I was a little zonkered out. Like, if I had to guess what it's like to be on weed, that would be about what it's like. So for, I don't even know, probably like 4 or 5 days, I didn't eat at all. And I ended up losing like 10 pounds. And as you saw in that vlog I posted, I'm a skinny guy. I was already underweight, and I lost another 10 to 20 pounds just from not eating and being on the medicine and sitting there. So I was like freaking anorexic kind of skinny then. And eventually I was able to form a steady diet of Eggo cinnamon toast waffles, pizza rolls, and oatmeal fudge cookie things that my grandma brought for me, because my grandma, she's such a nice person, and she like treated me like her hero afterward, because I was like, oh, he got this major surgery, such a hero. And it's not bad to get that kind of attention. I'm just gonna say that right now. So my life afterward, while I was sitting at home for a month, sitting at home in a leather recliner for a month, which was awesome. I'm just like, I would do that surgery again. I would. There was a lot of pain and a lot of emotional swinging and a lot of like, oh my god, this sucks, you know. But I was sitting in a leather recliner, covered in blankets and with pillows, and with a little squeaky toy. And when I squeaked it, my mom would come and ask me what I want because I couldn't really move very easily at all. Because I had, you know, like a. Ooh, how long is this? I'd say somewhere between 1 and 2 foot long incision on my back. I still have a scar all the way up my back. And it's permanent, you know. I'm always going to have this permanent, gigantic scar going up my back. But it's not all bad. Scars are sexy rat. Okay. So, what ended up happening as far as school goes, because I didn't, like, completely go Amish for, like, a month. And by Amish, I mean uneducated. That was probably a bad analogy. I did about an hour of homework a day, and once or twice a week, a tutor would come to my house and tutor me for like an hour and a half on the homework assignments that my teachers gave him. And that was it. Hour of homework, I'm done. And that really says a lot. Like, I was able to keep up with everybody with 3 hours of teaching a week and an hour of homework a day, when usually I spend 7 to 8 hours a day. What do you do in school system? I don't know, man. Yeah. So afterward, I would play Black Ops, or I was really getting into Assassin's Creed Brotherhood at this point in time. It was really fun. I probably beat the campaign 3 or 4 times, plus fully renovating Rome. If you've ever played it, you know what I'm talking about. And that was really about it, you know. My life was. It was pretty lazy. It was a lazy life. And yeah, it wasn't all that bad, you know. It was. I'd redo it. I'd do it again. If I were given the chance to go back in time to last February, the month I was out of school, I'd do it again. You know, it wasn't that bad. So if you ever have to get surgery for scoliosis, don't worry about it. It's not that bad. There's going to be some pain. And it might be a little emotionally wrenching, but it'll be okay. You know, that's my advice for you. So, hope you enjoyed this video, this story, and have a fan-freaking-tastic day. I'm going to go eat some chicken. Not really. It's 9:15 at night. I'm going to go to freaking bed. No, I'm not going to go to bed. I'm going to watch videos, and then I'm going to go to bed. Okay, bye.